following video is not made for kids. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello to my subscribers, this is the TFangy coming to you with what will hopefully be a quick and successful video review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers 1 mainline deluxe class Optimus Prime / Orion Pax figure. So, this is the deluxe figure that was the, technically the first deluxe figure of the Transformers 1 version of Optimus Prime, and the figure, the reason why it has both Optimus Prime and Orion Pax's names on the box is because technically this figure can be interchangeably used as Orion Pax before he became Optimus Prime and had the Matrix of Leadership, but after he was given his transformation cog by Alpha Trion and Ion and possessed his, and then had his vehicle mode of a Cybertronian pickup truck, but then it can also double as Optimus Prime after he gets his the Matrix of Leadership. So on one side of the box you've got the poster image for the Transformers 1 line with Orion Pax, D16, B127, and Elita 1, aka Optimus Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee, and Elita 1. But then you've got him while he's Optimus Prime after he's been given the Matrix of Leadership, and he has his mouth plate on the bottom half of his face. So for many Transformers fans and collectors, they got this figure to use as Orion Pax because technically, since we got the Studio Series Deluxe Class Optimus Prime figure from Hasbro, this figure can end up being used as Orion Pax before he had the Matrix of Leadership given to him by the 13 Primes. So, yeah, we've got Optimus Prime from Studio Series and Orion Pax from the main Transformers 1 line of action figures. So, here on the back of the box, you got photos of the product in robot mode and alt mode. Again, I said it was a Cybertronian pickup truck. That's what I've always viewed Orion Pax's alt mode being, and then it becomes a Cybertronian semi-tractor truck when after he's given the Matrix of Leadership and he upgrades into Optimus Prime. I originally was going to get this figure last year in 2024, but ironically, the day I went to purchase one of the deluxe class Optimus Prime figures off of Amazon, that day the Studio Series figure was actually going for a few dollars cheaper than the mainline Transformers 1 Orion Pax / Optimus Prime action figure. So for me it was a no-brainer getting the Studio Series figure, since it was going for, I think it was about $2 to $3 less than this figure was. This figure came down in price recently, which is why I decided to get it to use as Orion Pax. And as I said in my recent video purchase with my latest haul of Transformers action figures, I bought a duplicate copy of the Studio Series Megatron figure to use as a D16. So yeah, that's going to be exciting to do this here. I already did a review on the Studio Series Megatron figure, and I also got an upgrade kit on the first copy of that figure that I purchased. So yeah, I won't do another review on the second copy I got to use as D16 because I don't really see the point in doing that, since I'm not going to customize it. But yeah, I'm going to refer to this guy as Orion Pax throughout the rest of the video review. So there he is in his alt mode and even though he has closed fists for his hands, he can still hold the Matrix of Leadership up in his hands, and his apart from the Matrix of Leadership, the only other accessory piece he comes with is his axe weapon that he was shown using towards the end of the Transformers 1 movie. And unfortunately, just like Studio Series Optimus Prime, the axe that comes packaged with Orion Pax, it's also blue. While in the Transformers 1 movie, Optimus Prime's axe was made out of, its color was yellowish orange, similar to the Generation 1 cartoon where it first appeared. It's been in more recent years in modern Transformers cartoons and in the Transformers comic books that the color of Optimus Prime's axe was switched from yellow-orange to blue. So that's why for his action figures, both of them ironically come with a blue axe instead of a yellowish-orange one. And he transforms back and forth between both modes in 20 steps. I apologize for repeating myself. It's just after midnight where I lived, and I almost wasn't going to do this video review. But then I figured I might as well get it done, then I can. It'll be out of the way, and I can get to my next Transformers review. So yeah, here's one last look at the mainline Transformers 1 Deluxe Class Orion Pax / Optimus Prime action figure inside the box. Let's get him opened out and take a close look at him in robot mode. Alright, and so here's the mainline Transformers 1 Deluxe Class Orion Pax action figure out of his box. And here he is holding his axe weapon. One thing that someone pointed out, and I admit I didn't put two and two together and realize what it was until someone else pointed it out. At the base of the axe, Optimus Prime has got these blue parts here at the end, and those are actually supposed to be his fingers. So just like in the using his instruction sheet to do an example, just like in the Transformers 1 movie, the idea is that Optimus Prime actually has opened up his hand and he has his fingers clenched around the base of the axe. It actually just sits over the actual hand, creating an optical illusion, but it is a really nice one to see. Unfortunately, the way the fingers are sculpted, as you can see, this one separated right here, right down there, is the thumb, and then these are the other fingers on Optimus Prime's hands. So even though he can't technically hold the axe in both of his hands, it's been sculpted to specifically be held by his right side hand. So if you put it in the left side hand, it'll make it look like he's broken his fingers and he's opened up his left side hand inside out, or opposite rather, that is, rather than to hold the axe. So again, it's after midnight where I live. I'm ready to go to bed, so if my voice and my words keep mixing up and failing me, that's the reason why, because I am tired and I'm just trying to get through this review. In terms of articulation, the head's on a ball joint so it can spin, and left and right 360 degrees. Optimus Prime can look all the way up to the point where it looks like he's broken his neck. The arms are attached to his torso at the shoulder on a ball joint, and then you've got a hinge joint so you can bring the arms up like this. And the arms can spin clockwise and counterclockwise 360 degrees, forwards and backwards. He does have a bicep swivel right above the hinge joint for the elbow. The fists, they don't have any articulation due to how they transform by folding into the lower arms for Optimus Prime's robot mode. Yeah, not much articulation in the hands. Swivel joint. There is technically a swivel joint at the waist, but because of how it's sculpted here with the angles on Optimus Prime's pelvis, this is pretty much, that's pretty much the only waist articulation you're going to have without snapping the legs off of the swivel joint that holds them to the torso. So yeah, the waist joint is there, but it's rendered useless due to how Optimus Prime's pelvis is sculpted. Legs can go backwards this far, they can go forward that far. There is a swivel joint right above the knee joint, which is a hinge joint, just like the elbows, but the swivel joint at the base of Optimus Prime's thighs, they're super tight fresh out of the box, so I'd recommend only using them unless you absolutely want to see Orion Pax in an action pose. No foot articulation. His legs and feet are all one sculpted part. The only part that does move separate is the back of the leg, where his rear wheels are attached. But for the limited amount of articulation, I still think this is a fairly decent Transformers action figure. And for a size comparison in robot mode, I brought it out a moment ago. Here is the mainline Deluxe Class Transformers 1 Optimus Prime action figure next to the Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Optimus Prime action figure. And yeah, even though I'm holding them up in the air, that is the same height they would be standing on if they were on a solid surface. So yeah, pretty huge size difference between both of these Deluxe Class Transformers action figures. So you can see why I went with, when it was going for $2 less, why I went with the option of getting the Studio Series action figure last year in 2024 and then waiting for this one to go down in price. And I can kind of see, so this is what why a lot of Transformers fans and collectors got both of these Transformers 1 action figures of Optimus Prime is because the huge size difference, it makes this figure very useful as Orion Pax. So like after he receives the Matrix leadership Orion Pax, the size of his body grows to this size as when he becomes Optimus Prime. So yeah, really fun to see them all together. And one could argue that even Optimus Prime's axe goes through an upgrade. The blades to the axes themselves, they're almost the same size. So the Studio Series one is ever so slightly larger. But yeah, even though the size difference is very small, all comparing the two axes to each other compared to Optimus Prime and Orion Pax, the size difference is noticeable. Visually, a lot of Transformers fans and collectors enjoy this figure because the parts on the arms, the pelvis, and the upper legs being made out of silvery gray plastic. Traditionally, that's the type of color scheme that Optimus Prime has. The beige that's used on the Studio Series figure, it's less eye-catching than the silvery gray version used on the mainline figure, but beige is the screen-accurate color to the quote-unquote gray parts that Optimus Prime has in the Transformers 1 movie. If you actually go back and watch it, his parts are actually beige, so the Studio Series figure being done with beige tannish brown instead of actual silver here, that actually is screen accurate to Optimus Prime's appearance in the Transformers 1 film. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the similarities and differences that both these figures have together. And again, I'm just really impressed with the size difference between these two. And so I'm really glad that this figure can be used as Orion Pax. So that's pretty much all there is to say about him in robot mode. So let's hurry up and get this guy transformed and wrap up the review. Alright, so here is Orion Pax transformed into his alt mode. He spins on, or rolls around rather, on 6 tiny gray wheels. But yeah, I just really love the design. It's fairly screen accurate to how he appears in the Transformers 1 film. The storage for the axe, well, it's obviously the axe is here on the top middle section of his alt mode. It's pretty decent storage compared to the axes that other recently released Optimus Prime action figures are given. That's actually fairly decent storage, so yeah, pretty nice there. And for a size comparison in alt mode, here is Orion Pax next to the Transformers Studio Series TF1 Optimus Prime. And yeah, even more than robot mode, there's a huge size difference in alt mode comparing these two figures to each other. So I can see why collectors have gotten this figure to use as Orion Pax and the Studio Series to use as TF1 Optimus Prime. My apologies, my Transformers 1 Optimus Prime figure, he doesn't want to stay transformed in his alt mode. Okay, hopefully he'll stay either in one piece. But yeah, fairly nice comparison of these two figures with each other. One bit of transformation where Orion Pax has Optimus Prime beat is his robot mode arms. While it's obvious that that's his lower arm with the robot mode fist flipped out and stored right here. At least they look like side panels of the alt mode. It's unlike Optimus Prime, where it's obvious that his arms are just sitting there off on the sides of his alternate mode. Recently, DNA, the third-party company, DNA Design, they released a upgrade kit that gives the Studio Series Optimus Prime new arms that transform by folding up to the side behind the tractor cab, just like Orion Pax does. As I've been debating about whether or not if I want to get that upgrade kit or not. But yeah, once again, a fairly great size comparison of Orion Pax with Studio Series TF1 Optimus Prime. I mean, yeah, I just love the size difference between this, because it's almost like when he was Orion Pax, his vehicle mode was a pickup truck, and then when he upgrades into Optimus Prime, he upgrades from a pickup truck to a semi big rig truck. Actually, yeah, really nice to see that. So to wrap up the review for the final review question, do I recommend getting the mainline Transformers 1 Orion Pax action figure and adding it to your Transformers collection, even if you already have the Studio Series TF1 Optimus Prime figure? Yes, I absolutely do. If you want to have a figure of Orion Pax next to stand and besides the Studio Series TF1 Optimus Prime action figure, then yeah, this figure is definitely a quintessential figure to have in your Transformers collection. My only gripe, and it's not with the Orion Pax action figure itself, but it's with Hasbro. My only gripe is that they never released a mainline deluxe class-sized action figure of Megatron as D16, and I kind of wish that they had, that way I wouldn't have had to get a second copy of the Studio Series figure to use as both Megatron and D16. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this Orion Pax action figure. So this has been my review of Transformers Studio Series mainline TF1 Orion Pax, aka Optimus Prime action figure. I highly recommend you get this thing and add it to your Transformers collection, even if you have the Studio Series Optimus Prime action figure, because with the huge size difference of these two deluxe class Transformers figures, I can see why Transformers fans and collectors went the extra mile and got both figures to use the mainline figure as Orion Pax and the Studio Series figure as, of course, Optimus Prime. Thank you guys all so much for watching. This has been the TFN Geek, and until next time, you guys, please remember to stay safe, stay healthy, transform, and roll out. Goodbye, everyone.